Hey guys, so I've been telling you about, or we've been studying catastrophism versus uniformitarianism. At this point, you've got a chance to do some research, you've written a paper about one of the two issues, and you've developed an opinion about this theory, I would hope. And to follow this up, what I like to do is I like to do something called a Socratic Siminar. And a Socratic Siminar comes from ancient Greece, actually. Aristotle used this, who was, if you don't know who Aristotle was a great teacher, scientist. And one of the main things that he always did is he liked to teach with something called a Socratic Seminar. And what a Socratic Seminar does is it allows the teacher to step out. And the students actually become the teachers. And what they do is they teach each other. And they do this by answering very key questions. But you don't answer it in a normal way that you would in a class on a piece of paper or you write a paper. You're actually going to discuss this, rather in a kind of a debate form, but the idea is to oppose your point just like you would in your persuasive paper. Now, if you think about my classroom, you know that it's set up with, we've got some desks that are set up like this. Okay, we sit right here, back here. And we've got some sets right here. Of course, this isn't the scale whatsoever. Don't laugh at my artwork, but it gets the point across. Okay, there you go. And this is where my desks are. You guys always sit right here, and I usually sit in this area and teach or talk and walk around in this area. Now, for the Socratic Seminar, what we're going to have is we're actually going to have 6 chairs in the center. Okay, so these are each going to be a chair, and they're going to be in a circle. Okay, and I'll choose some students to start this seminar off, but when I choose you, you'll be sitting in these chairs right here. So we'll put an S there for a student in each one of these. And the one right there, let me change colors, is me. I sit right here in the center. Now my job is to ask questions, key questions that you're going to answer. Your job is to answer the questions, and I keep track of how you talk about this. In this class, in order to get your grade, you need to make at least 4 contributions to the discussion that's happening. Now, obviously, everybody cannot sit here in the center, so I'll start off with students. And the idea is that I'll ask a question, and once you've added or made a contribution to the conversation about the question that's being answered, and it'll all be focused on catastrophism and uniformitarianism, you'll make your comment here. And once you've made a comment, you can get up, go back to your seat. As soon as the seat empties, a person sitting around here at the desks, you can sit right back in there. Now, if you haven't had the chance to do this, I'll make sure you've had the opportunity to get in there, but the idea is that you have to be able to make at least 4 comments. Now, the questions are very thought-provoking sometimes, and you won't always agree with each other, but that's okay. In the rules, we don't throw bombs just like in our paper. We don't want to call each other names, these kind of things. The idea is to have a scientific discussion here, explaining our point of view and the theory that we believe in. Okay, so that's how that'll work. So once the person says something, they get back up, the next person can slide into this seat right here. That's how it'll work. You have to make at least 4 contributions to get your grade, and you don't want to be just stepping in there and saying things that really don't matter. They need to be a part of the discussion. That's the catch. And I'll be keeping track of how many times you've offered information and what you've said. Now, if you say 4 things and you've made 4 good comments, that doesn't mean you have to stop there. You can continue to come right back in as soon as somebody gets back up and goes back to their chair. That's how this will work. This is called a double ring, and we'll use the double ring together. If you have any questions, you'll be able to ask me those questions before we get started. But remember, I'll be asking key questions. Now, this is the important rule behind this. As these people are in here making comments, talking to each other, this person may say something here, this person may respond to this person and this person. That's cool. You can talk to more than one, or even have to talk to the third. That's fine. The idea is that there's 2 main keys behind here. You're not really talking to me. You're talking to each other. I'm only asking the questions and making observations. I'm not going to contribute to this. And the people sitting around on the outside on the desk, you're not out of this. You need to be paying attention the whole time, being quiet. We don't talk when we're not inside the inner circle, and we take notes about what's being discussed. That's how this works. Okay? The outside never says anything, so this is kind of like our red zone. We're going to make the red zone out here. Nobody talks here. Okay? The only talking is civilly to each other on the inside circle. Okay? And we discuss things here. That's it. Once you say something, you get up, somebody returns. Okay, and you have to make 4 good comments. On the outside, your job is to take notes and pay attention to what's going on, because the grade also comes from what you said and the notes that you've taken, so you want to take thorough notes. All right, so I told you you had to watch this before you came into the seminar. I expect you to do that. To make sure we do that, you're going to go to your Edmodo page, and I want you to answer a couple of questions. Those questions are, I want you to tell me the brief history of the Socratic Siminar. I want you to explain, this should be some, let's fix it, some key changes about my room during the Socratic Siminar. And then I want you to tell me 3 rules about the seminar and how it works. Okay? You'll answer those 3 questions on Edmodo. Submit them to where you found this video linked. All right. I'll see you guys in class.